Hey everyone!
Hey!
Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about episode 1 of Finding Mr. Christmas. If you don't know what that is, it is a brand new show on Hallmark Plus, not sponsored.
No, not at all.
I just saw it and I was like, I need to watch this. It's hosted by Jonathan Bennett. It is a competition show where eligible bachelor because of age.
I mean, they're eligible in that they're looking for a job. They're looking for acting jobs. It's basically they're looking for the next Hallmark movie hunk.
Yeah, the next lead actor, America's next top Hallmark lead actor.
Which we could debate the merits on that. I have to say, I'm kind of confused as to what we're getting out of this, because isn't Hallmark kind of like Lifetime, where like the men are kind of secondary?
Well, apparently not. They're going to be the lead actor.
Yeah, they get the lead role. So let's see. I guess Mr. Christmas must be the role they're going to be getting.
So it is hosted by Jonathan Bennett. Mentioned that already. He's basically like the Hallmark poster child right now. He's doing a lot of like movies with them. He also, I know him from Mean Girls. I know him from Mean Girls. You know, that's my generation.
You know Aaron Samuels, he looks sexy with the hair pushed back? That one.
That one. So this show actually intrigued me because I'm like, oh, is this kind of like Drag Race but for Hallmark and we're just full of guys?
I mean, it's kind of giving that. I have to say, I saw the trailer for this, like, this is absurd, but I sat down and watched it, and baby, it held me. I was gripped.
It got me. So we start off getting introduced to the guys. Apparently, I don't know if they're going to be living in the house.
Yeah, they have to live in a big-ass, like, Hallmark-themed, like, cabin house.
Christmas. It looks cute. It reminds me of, like, if you take a trip up north in Wisconsin and somebody in your family has a cabin. Not my family, but somebody that you know has a cabin up there.
It's like cottagecore, but, you know, soft. It's literally, like, it's glamping.
Yes.
It's a big old, like, mansion cabin. I love the fact that, like, you could see outside it's not actually snowing, but they have fake snow all around the house.
Because it's probably filmed in LA. It was probably filmed in LA, that's why.
Some cabin near the mountains of California.
All right, so we get introduced to the cast. I have notes. Okay, I wrote my notes on my phone because there's no way I was going to remember the names. It starts off with Parker entering the house, who is an older gentleman model, very handsome, daddy vibes. He's actually a dad, but to us gays, he's going to be daddy.
He gives me, I was calling him Love is Blind, because it kind of gives off like a guy you'd see on Love is Blind. Like it's just a beard. But in case you didn't know, he's also a model. He never mentions it, by the way. He never mentions he's a model at all.
He's a model.
In case you're wondering, he does model.
I mean, kudos to him for like being older and still being in a modeling world. I thought for the longest time, at least when I was growing up, you get like discarded after you like hit your 30s.
I mean, that's kind of more when it comes to women. I don't know if men have the same like kind of problem. Do they? Is like Marcus Schenkenberg not booking work anymore? I feel like Tyson Beckford and all of them still work.
Do they though? I don't keep up with male models, so
they aren't as fun. I'll say that. As the female models are.
So you see,
that.
I don't keep up with the male models at all. I don't even know any male model.
Really?
No.
No?
No.
Not even like Tyson Beckford from like the Toxic video?
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy on the motorcycle with her.
Oh, I thought he was an actor.
Well, he's both, but he was like a high fashion model before.
Oh, you see, I would have never known.
It's fine.
I only know Tyra Banks.
Again, like we're gay, so we automatically gravitate towards like the supermodels.
Mm-hmm. Tyra Banks, Janice Dickinson, Naomi Campbell. Those are the models I know.
And now, Parker.
And now Parker, yes. Second guy is Jonathan from Chicago.
Jonathan, yes.
He has the dimples. He comes in fully dimpled up, smiled up. And I was like, Chicago? That's so close to Milwaukee. So I'm kind of rooting for you already.
And we watched this episode, I'll say this, later on in the episode, he makes a big impression during the final challenge.
Then the next person that comes in is Isaac. He comes in, and I'm like, oh, is he the villain of the season? Because right away, he looks at Parker and goes like, how old are you? Very candy ho to Tempest the Jor on season 7 of Drag Race.
He came in so hot. Like, I don't know what it might have just been editing. Like, maybe we're just like, we took it the wrong way. I'm sure he didn't mean it like that, but it came off a little rude. It's like, oh, baby, you're supposed to be likable. What are you doing?
But no, I'm like, oh my God, yes, a villain of the season. I can't wait.
What a villain, because he's a beautiful man. I will say that. He's very, very pretty. He's also, I think, the youngest one in the house.
I don't know. I don't know who else is pretty that's also rude.
I don't either. I couldn't think of anyone. Pretty people aren't usually rude. That's not like a stereotype or anything.
The next person that comes in is Gage. I don't know. Right off the bat, I don't trust him. I don't know. I watched too many true crimes. It's giving more like a true crime actor already. And he's basically stating how he has gone to school for the performing arts. And I'm like, oh, he's going to weaponize his BFA.
Oh, honey, he's letting you know I have booked community theater. I played Mortimer in Arsenic and Old Lace. Okay, I got experience. What's it called? Classes. Yeah, what is about him? He was kind of giving like a Bradley Cooper-y kind of vibe.
It was giving very Bradley Cooper stand-in.
Stand-in, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, a double. He's the one that's in the eye line for the other actors.
But let's see. Maybe he has something to offer. Maybe he will weaponize that BFA and then we'll just be like,
yeah,
you got us, girl.
Girl, he's going to let you know. We're going to find out. I think an acting challenge is coming upon us.
Yeah, they have to act for a leading role. So I'm sure there's going to be an acting role somewhere.
Maybe it's going to be the first Hallmark movie where nobody acts.
Daxton comes in and he's giving me... Daxton, the name kind of gives me like corn star, like adult entertainer.
It definitely reads... Are you really named this? Is this something we made up? Is this like a combination of names?
Or is this like your like pro wrestling name?
It's like, you know... What am I thinking of here? Like Bryston, or one of those like weird names like that, where it's a combination of like words that don't make sense together. Like, you know, Kimberly, like Kimberly or something like that.
Maximum Powers. My name is Maximum Powers.
Oh my God! Like back in the 2000s, everyone was naming their kids like Jet, Pilot. Yeah, I mean, he's the gay one.
Oh, that hasn't come out yet.
Oh, we're going like word by word here. He's gay.
Wow. Okay, spoiler alert. I was trying to
Sorry
make
to out you before you outed yourself. I mean, do it in the episode. It's fine. I think it's okay. We do it in the review.
Well, I was going to be an emotional moment later on.
Oh, okay.
James just left outing people, okay?
Excuse me? He outed himself.
He outed himself with that name, Daxton. What kind of gay-ass name is that?
Right. Come on now. Girl, a purse fell out of her mouth when she said that name. Next up is Elijah.
Oh, he comes in, he has the locks, and he does let the girls know that he does rap and he does sing.
Honey, he's got a resume, and the girls, they get a little worried, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, Elijah basically at his intro mentions that he does have 10 years of acting experience. He hasn't really mentioned what it is yet, but we'll find out. Hayden is a children's entertainer. That's all we got right now.
Well, he was also like one of the ones that came in with somebody else. Like his introduction got like compounded with someone else's.
Yes, with David. All I know from David so far from this short intro is that he hasn't been acting long.
And he's excited to be here. I haven't been acting long and I'm excited to be here. And he didn't even get to finish that statement. Hayden got more of an introduction. We like knew more about him. It seemed like that was more the central focus.
He's a children's entertainer. I was like, oh, boring, girl. I do not care. I don't like children.
But he is Australian. So that's very interesting. At least I think so.
And then last comes Ezra. And I'm like, who is that?
Best for last, maybe? Ezra is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. He's out here smiling, just like captured you as soon as he went in. I was like, oh my God.
He was one of those guys that walked in and even the straight guys got shook, just like, oh.
I thought they were all straight.
Well, for the most part. I guess they out anybody right before they out themselves. But they were all making comments that like you could tell it's like, oh, shit, he's really hot. And that's like one thing in a Hallmark guy you actually need is they have to be hot.
But you know what? Can they act?
That's secondary. If they can talk, great. But if they're good looking, that's the biggest plus of all.
James is like, anyone can learn how to act.
If he can breathe, we'll take him.
And Gage. I keep calling him Cage.
It's easy to make that mistake.
And then Gage, it sounds like a made-up name too.
Honestly, they just make up new names every day.
Like, what are you gauging, girl?
Whatever happened to Brandon? Okay, Jake.
And then Gage is just like, oh my God, Ezra is my biggest competition. I'm like, girl, Ezra is everyone's biggest competition. And honestly, Gage, everyone is your biggest competition.
Honestly, I think you should be looking at this room and like sizing everybody. Because everyone honestly is a valuable contender, I would say.
Yes.
They all offer something that's unique to their own brand that I think could be useful in a Hallmark movie.
Actually, I forgot somebody. Blake, the salesman.
Oh my God. Yes, Blake.
He's over here like, I don't have any acting experience. I'm just a salesman. And I'm like, girl, selling?
Yeah. He's from Texas, so you gotta say what the accent's like. I don't got no acting experience. I'm just me old salesman.
And like, salesmen are the biggest actors in real life. They have to act 24/7 to get a sale.
Oh, for sure. Like, anytime you work commission, baby, that's an acting challenge.
Mm-hmm. So let's see what Mr. Blake has in store for us.
So our host, Jonathan Bennett, comes in and introduces the guys to the competition. And he explains that they're going to have two different challenges. First, a festival, showdown.
I wrote it down somewhere. Let me see, because I was going to call it a mini challenge.
It's definitely a mini challenge. They make it sound a lot more grand than it actually is. It's just a mini challenge.
A festive face-off.
Festive face-off.
But before he does that, he basically mentions that every week they're going to compete and get eliminated, and then the winner gets a leading role in a Hallmark movie.
Wait, one of them has to go?
Yes, one by one, boom, 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 out.
Oh, I hate that. I want them all to star in the movie.
Can you imagine? Well, it's a different movie you want them to star in. Sorry, Hallmark, if you're watching out there. This is for 18 plus only.
Well, I want them to have offshoots to Lifetime as well. Or Out TV. It doesn't matter as long as they have work.
Jonathan says they have to do the festive face-off, and then they take them to Santa's workshop.
Yes, they go upstairs into a gigantic loft space that's been converted into a workshop area. I'm thinking to myself, ooh, bitch, we're about to get some crafts.
It's a sewing challenge.
It is a sewing challenge on the first episode, and they are not prepared.
Well, not really. It's like more like a hot glue challenge.
Well, they were very emphasizing on that hot glue. And what was crazy to me is, none of these men even knew how to use a hot glue gun.
They're like, just point and shoot.
Literally just point and shoot. Treat it like a BB gun, baby. You put it down, and you stick it on the hot thing. That's what you do.
They basically just have to make ugly sweaters.
Yes, it's an ugly sweater challenge. And it's about showing off their creativity. And basically, their personalities shine through. They have to sell this garment.
Construct this ugly sweater and bring it to the runway.
Yeah, and honestly, there were some choices made. Hayden was talking about how he spent too much time putting on his apron that he didn't have time to run over and grab his Christmas sweater.
So he got left with the leftovers. But I'm like, isn't the challenge to make an ugly sweater?
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter what your base is.
Right.
It's basically just like, okay, so you got whatever corset was left, it's fine. You still got one.
Now, I don't remember all of them, but let's just talk about what we remember. I remember Blake, who's a salesman. He had some fire. He created a little fire thing. And there's a co-host.
Yes. Our co-host is actually Melissa Peterman, but she gets introduced later.
No, she's in this challenge.
Is she?
Yeah.
I know she comes out to judge it.
No, because Blake flirts with her.
After they when they walk the runway.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm already there.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still talking about the making shit. Okay, so yeah, their co-host is Melissa Peterman from Reba. You might remember her as the new wife of her ex-husband. And she's a character actress. She's very well celebrated. Go to IMDb and pack a lunch. You'll be surprised, okay? But yeah, she is our funny lady hostess with Jonathan Bennett. And she's there for all these men to flirt with. I want her job. And Blake is the one that really lays it on thick. You can tell he's a salesman.
Mm-hmm, yeah, so he walks his sweater. I'm skipping the making because honestly, it was not that interesting.
I skip through that for any sewing challenge. I don't care. Just take me to the runway. But Blake is cool. He does a cowboy theme with it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a little fireplace on there. And then he flirts with the co-host. What's her name again?
Melissa.
Iconic Melissa, which I don't even know her, but I'm going to call her Iconic Melissa so I can remember her. And she's like, oh, I'm buying whatever he's selling. So I'm like, you see? Mm-hmm. He is a salesman.
I want to see what his commission slips look like at the end of a workday. Because I bet you, bitch, he probably is selling whatever it is. I don't even remember what he said he really worked in.
Sales. He said something, but
not working sales.
All I remember is just sales.
What kind?
he mentioned it. I just don't remember. It was just whatever. You're not talking about being hot or whatever.
It's fine. He has abs, and that's all we care about.
I remember David because he actually had wings.
Yes, he made bat wings onto his stuff, and it was because he flies planes or something. I swear I was paying attention.
He's some kind of plane tech or something.
But it worked. He used the art of distraction because he started flapping those wings, and I immediately stopped listening to anything.
I was like, oh, okay, points for creativity.
You know what? Good for you.
We also get Isaac.
Isaac loves him some fringe. He decor. He added tulle and holly all along the sleeves and the collar, and little details like a picket fence along his stomach area.
And something right here that basically pays homage to the fact that he's a firefighter, and he goes into some emotional story. And what I learned from this is hot men also have emotions.
Hot people have feelings too.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, this really enlightened me.
I feel closer. Honestly, I feel my heart cooled a little bit today having heard the story about him being a firefighter.
And then Elijah kind of slayed. He made a hat out of one of his sleeves.
He left the other sleeve there,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. It's a look, okay? It's a fashion. It's fashion.
It was a choice, I'll say that. He made some creative calls.
It's asymmetrical. It's fashion. It's giving Lady Gaga. It's giving Lady Gaga back in 2009.
It's giving he got it half off. Speaking of people getting creative with their sleeves, we had Hayden who made socks out of his sleeves.
Hayden made socks out of his sleeves.
Leg warmers.
Which I'm like, was it really like socks or just shin guards?
It was like leg warmers. I think you're right.
Because I'm like, what? Take off the shoe.
Take off the shoe.
I bet you there won't be no sock there.
We're not giving Christmas. We are giving aerobics. Yeah, and his is the only sweater that I did not really get Christmas from. It just had like a big like that. I think it's more like Australian Christmas,
yeah.
I don't know much about.
Well, he said Australian Christmas because there's a big sun. It's hot over there during Christmas time.
And in case you know, he's Australian. He never makes it known.
I feel like there's another Australian there, isn't there? No, I think I'm missing out. You know who I don't remember? I feel so bad. I don't remember Esther's sweater at all.
Oh, all I remember is like when he mentioned his sweater, he was mentioning making it. He was like relating it back to like being in the Navy or something.
Oh yeah, he's a stunt queen.
Yeah,
yeah, he basically
had
did
all
stunts.
the stories in the storyline.
Yeah, you know, hot people have feelings too.
And I love that he's like, I'm gonna throw this out there, but I served.
Yeah,
and I'm about to serve you.
And I don't remember everybody else's, but the winner is Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree. I think it should have been Elijah with his 2009 Lady Gaga inspired no sleeve made into a hat look.
You appreciate the fashion risks?
Yes. And I don't know, there was not that many fashion risks in Isaac's. I think it's mostly like storytelling.
I will give you that. He did sell the garment. It was bold choices that were made.
I mean, wait, I should give Isaac some credit. He cut off the sleeves and then he put that little tinsel over it to make it like a spark, like the green little sparkly tinsel to make it look decent.
And the picket fence that Melissa Peterman was like amazed by.
Wait, is this a compliment though that he won? Because it's supposed to be an ugly sweater.
You know what? I don't know.
Right?
I really don't. Also, he wins an advantage in the final challenge.
Which is called the Star Quality Challenge.
Star Quality
The Maxi Challenge, you know?
Yeah, from then on, it's just them hanging out in the house until they get their Star Quality Challenge. And they head over to their location. And the Star Quality Challenge today is they have to star in a meet cute with a Hallmark cutie. Only there's a twist. There's going to be two of them fighting for the affections of the cutie, which isn't normally done. Normally a meet cute's like the guy and the girl. But this one, it's two guys and one girl.
Maybe Hallmark is taking an opening to like the Thruples Hallmark movies.
As wonderful as that would be, and as open as I am to this idea, I think it's more just the typical two guys fighting for the same girl's affection.
Hallmark, if you're listening, a Thruples movie.
3 for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
I could probably think of a better one than that. I'll come up with something later. We'll see. But yeah, so they explain what Isaac's advantage is going to be, and he's rewarded for his ugly sweater with work. He has to put together the teams and choose the order.
I'm like, is that an advantage? I mean,
that's work. That's not an advantage.
He does pick himself last to go last with Blake. And then they ask Isaac, why did he pick going last? And he's like, I just like to wait. It's what I like to do.
That the wise words of a man who's lived many lives, you know. We're sitting here like, okay, clearly there's a strategy. We're hitting. Let's hear it, baby.
I mean, even Gage, when he said that, Gage is just like,
he looked like
what?
What?
I just saw it as words of a man that looks at himself too much in the mirror and doesn't go out there and socialize.
Look, Isaac may not be a clever wordsman, but I'm sure there is an actor beneath that surface that is just dying to come out. So maybe this is all strategy on his part. Going last, he wants to showcase his talents, let them cook longer so that they can come out on screen.
You know what? I am rooting for Isaac.
I am too, because he's so pretty. And he's evil. Well, he's not evil, but he's a little rude.
I know he came in as the villain of the season. I'm like, yes, make this season interesting. Oh my God. I thought it was going to be all happy because it's Hallmark, but no, he came in with the villain at it.
And it wasn't just like Parker who asked that too. It was like 3 other people as well.
Did he? I missed that.
He asked like the next guy who came in too what their age was.
Oh my God.
Maybe you just wanted to know.
How old are you?
Maybe he's just inquisitive. And we're taking it the wrong way.
Now, Hayden did say something in his confessional that got me like, what?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
He said, if this is the first challenge, what else is going to be thrown at us? At an acting competition show? You weren't expecting to act?
Here's the thing. Hayden is a treasure trove of moments that make me raise my eyebrow like, really?
Oh, wait. We did forget. I think we skipped over it. He did talk about a moment.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
my
what
God.
I thought you were mentioning.
Yes. Well, I thought, I'm like, he brought up his dog and started getting emotional. And then...
No, it wasn't even just that. He like was talking about how he just got into a divorce and he lost a child. And we're like, because like he dropped it like that. We all like everyone in the cast and us included. Like
I thought it was a death.
We thought it was like a death in the family. No, bitch. His wife took the dog with her.
Yeah. I'm like, I love my dog, but not to the point where I'm just like crying on reality TV. It's kind of love.
He was sitting there talking to Braxton like it was Kramer versus Kramer.
But yeah, no. At first, I was like, oh my God. And then he dropped the bomb that the wife just took the dog. I was like, or the partner. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't want to assume. I don't want to out someone that's straight. So I don't want to assume what he is. The partner took the dog and he was just like crying and stuff. I was like, oh. It's still pretty sad if you do.
I mean, the real winner of the acting challenge goes to Braxton, who is sitting there saying, you know what? I know dogs are so innocent in all of this. And he's like, Hayden's totally feeding into it. It's like, yeah, I know. They just don't understand what's happening and how they're being separated and their lives are being broken apart. And like, I know my dog wouldn't care.
You know what? Now that you brought up
Braxton.
Let me look at my notes.
I think it is Daxton. He's going to have a million names for the end of the gay one.
Yeah, Daxton. Okay, that's what we skipped. We skipped the part where he mentions he's LGBTQ.
Yeah.
It's in the sweater challenge. He comes out where he was doing his sweater wrong way. He's just like...
He twirls, baby. He twirls.
Yeah, he was out here twirling. And he has like glitter all over his face. It kind of reminds me of that girl with the glitter, the meme. She's like... with the glitter in her face. That's what his makeup was giving, which was just tossed glitter there. And he just basically tells Jonathan Bennett that he is proud to be part of the LGBTQ community. And Jonathan Bennett gets so emotional. He's like, basically, be you.
It was giving you you get to choose your families. We as gay people, we get to choose our Hallmark hunks.
It was giving that moment, yes.
I was reading between the lines, though. Jonathan Bennett was looking him square in the eyes and saying, look here, bitch. You can be gay.
But you're not taking my spot.
You're not taking my job. I'm going to be gay on Hallmark, bitch.
You see, that's what I was hoping he would do. I was hoping he would be like a Mean Girl, just to reference the Mean Girls movie. But no, I was like, in my mind, like, the back of his head, he's probably, you ain't taking my job.
I'm going to let you finish, but there can be only one.
Just sit there and eat your food.
Just sit there and wear your sweater.
Oh my God, where were we?
We're at the acting challenge. So yeah, at the acting challenge, they have a guest actress whose name escapes me, but she's like an established Hallmark cutie. And it's two guys and a girl. She's the teacher of the class for making Reeves. And two guys are going to the class to meet a girl because they heard their friends got their girlfriends from a class. It's very Hallmark. But they're all paired off in the groups, and they're all varying degrees of experience. I don't think that Isaac put much thought into like how he was pairing the groups, because it didn't really seem to matter by the end of the day.
I don't think he cared.
I don't think he really cared. He just wanted to make sure he was going last.
He was going last. Honestly, when he answered that, I know in his thought he was like, I really need to just more time to learn these lines.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna talk about the ones I remember.
The ones that stand out are actually what matters.
Okay, so
before we move on from the Christmas sweater challenge, we forgot to mention Elijah drops the bomb that he toured in Hamilton for 5 years.
Yes. Oh my God. So yeah, Elijah, while he was explaining his outfit, told the judges, oh yeah, I've been touring with Hamilton for the last 5 years. And everyone...
You could hear a fucking pin drop.
The guys are shook.
Girl, everyone just like stood up straight in themselves like, oh girl, we got a thespian in the room with us. Like, he doesn't just rap and sing, bitch. He can fully do it as a president too.
They were acting like he was Meryl Streep.
Truly, they're acting like, oh my God, we're in this competition with Patti LuPone. Like, what? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, the girls are shook.
Although when it came to nut cutting time, or should I say when it came to ribbon cutting time, making their Reeves and this meet cute, it really didn't seem to matter.
No, okay. So watching it, him and Gage thought they killed it.
Yeah,
but it honestly was just too much. Like, they were competing against each other, you can tell. And they were, like, trying to, like, win the girl a little bit too much to the point where it was just, like, are you two trying to end up with each other?
What was giving me was I was watching Gage do like the Cloris Leachman actor studio acting bullshit where it's just like, let me find something to play with on the scene to show that I'm just always moving.
And that is what Jonathan said. When it comes to on-camera acting, you should move a little bit less because then if you move too much, the camera sometimes doesn't pick you up.
I mean, also when it comes to Hallmark movie acting as a male, you're basically scenery. You're a prop baby.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen any of the new ones, so I might just end up watching some of these new Jonathan Bennett Hallmark movies and see if maybe the men get a little bit more camera time.
I can't wait for the later challenges where they all have to like wear lampshades on their heads and be lampshade boyfriends.
I think you're thinking more of Lifetime.
No, Lifetime movies they're along the same lines. It's just, stuff made for ladies to enjoy, but you add Christmas to it. That's Hallmark. But it's Christmas.
Now I'm going to let you know, I don't think I watched many Hallmark movies. Maybe when I was young because they were playing, but not recent in my adult life. So maybe this is my gateway into becoming a Hallmark queen.
Well,
a Hallmark gay.
It's very similar lines as like Lifetime movies, only you take out like the drama and the killing and just insert like, we have to save the Christmas pageant. That's truly what it all is.
Where were we?
We're talking about their acting challenges and how a lot of them rose to the occasion and some of them did not, that we were shocked didn't.
So far we just talked about Elijah and Gage, yeah. I don't really remember anybody else.
Though Hayden and Braxton together.
Daxton,
oh yeah, praise.
Hayden and Daxton got high praise. I don't see why.
Oh, I call him Braxton. And Brecken, whatever his name is.
I don't really see why. I mean, I could... No, I don't see it. I don't see why. I don't see it.
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
It wasn't giving?
No,
because Hayden picked up the ribbon and threw it and acted like he couldn't find it. He was making bold choices in acting.
Oh, okay.
The same things that Gage was criticized for, he was praised for.
But Gage was more like hyper,
frantic, yeah.
more like frantic. Yeah, I guess they live for them. I didn't see it. You could watch it yourself. Comment down below, actually, if you think I'm wrong. Who I thought actually kind of slayed is Blake.
Blake and Isaac's group, yes, there was one really good one and one that was like painful almost to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Blake at some point was told when they were practicing, told Isaac, I'm going to go outside and practice.
Yeah.
I was like, oop. And then all Isaac said was like, I know. I'm like, what?
What's crazy to me is like how bad it was, despite how much time he had.
He just couldn't remember the lines. And I'm not going to lie to you, I get you, because I don't even remember the lyrics of my favorite songs.
But also, like, it didn't really seem necessarily like the lines were that important, as long as you had, like, the general gist of what the scene was.
Get the meet cute.
Yeah, just get to the outline of it. Like, hit the little bullet points. Because even a lot of the guys weren't saying the same things. Like, they're adding their own stuff to it, which is one thing if you worked in acting, like, being really, really close to the script isn't necessarily always the thing they want.
Even Elijah told Isaac, don't even worry about the lines, just go out there and just do your thing. Yeah. And honestly, from your acting experience, what I noticed when you tell me stuff when you come back, some directors don't even want you to go off the script all the time. It's mostly like in auditions.
Yeah.
But once you're there and you got the gig, if you start like improvising a little bit, they don't care as long as like it goes with the story. And
a lot of the time, the stuff that gets improv ends up in the movie. And you don't even get a writing credit. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I felt really bad because like watching somebody that you can tell really wants to do acting, but they're really, really green. It's like, oh, I can see it for you.
Maybe just the Hallmark movie is not your gig,
it's not your gig, and that's fine. I think you could do it.
Maybe just with like a little bit more practice.
A little more
Maybe
practice.
You need like 6 months to learn the script.
Yeah.
And then you'll be good.
Give him time to learn it. Maybe less than an hour is not ideal for Isaac, which is fine. We all have our speeds. I'm the same way. I can't learn things in an hour. But yeah, I could see it. It's just, I felt really bad.
You know what I feel bad about? I don't remember Esdras acting at all.
Who was he paired with?
I don't remember either.
Oh, we have to talk about Isaac and Blake, because Blake had a moment with the girl.
Yes.
Isaac is flatlining and even like says during the moment, like, I just need to brainstorm a little bit. And then
Blake just steals the moment. Blake was like told the actress I was there was just like, how am I supposed to learn how to tie a bow when you keep looking at me that way? And oh, girl, she quivered.
She gave the
oh, gasped her, gagged her,
gagged her a little. Oh my god!
I was like, you go, Blake. Maybe he's just a big flirt.
I think he's a big flirt. And like I got a little quiver too, despite the fact that he had on that Usher Confessions beanie. That was not doing him any favors. I'm like, take that hat off and burn it. Burn that hat.
I just remember Parker, I felt like had a good little start, but at the end, he kind of just fell off. Parker kind of just like missed his shot at the end.
Yeah.
But I do remember Jonathan from Chicago came in with a smile and the dimples and got the girl right away.
She was immediately hooked. Like, there might as well not have been a scene partner because he ate him up. Without even trying. He just came in and smiled. That's a gift, girl.
Girl, you got it. Baby, you made it.
Baby, you made it.
But let's go to the ending now. At the end, they all gather up. Jonathan's there. The actress is there. Iconic Melissa is there. And they're basically there in a Christmas, like, nice set. It's all cold. And
it is giving, like, the most Hallmarky, like, greeting card you'd ever seen with, like, the ice and the frosty white trees and the ice stage they have to stand on.
Yes. And I think the people that get the praise are Hayden and Blake. And the ones on the bottom...
Hayden, Blake, and Jonathan.
Hayden, Blake, and Jonathan.
Praise.
Who's Jonathan again?
Jonathan's dimples.
Oh, yes. I thought he meant Jonathan Bennett. Like, he put himself in there?
Yeah. Yes, he put himself on the highest one. He's going to win Mr. Christmas.
Sorry, it's going to take me a while to learn all these names,
Wouldn't that
okay?
be everything if he, like, enters in the 11th hour? Like the finale, he decides to compete and crowns himself. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be the star.
If you can't win.
Look, it's rough out there in Hollywood, okay? I get it. I would totally get it.
Would you audition for this?
Me?
Would you just suggest for the heck of it? I mean, even though you have been in a Christmas movie already.
I mean, if I got like 12-pack abs, then maybe.
Even though you've been in a Christmas movie already, I feel like maybe you should audition for season 2.
Well, look, I was the Winter Queen. I think it's about time I became the Winter King. You know, never say never.
All right, let's just skip to who was on the bottom.
Yeah, our bottom two were Parker
and Isaac. Do you agree?
I mean, I kind of agree. I have to say Parker got eaten up in the challenge.
Yes,
he did kind of vanish because he shrunk. And Isaac, despite the fact that he went last, it didn't help.
It didn't help at all. Yeah, because even Jonathan and Melissa was like, maybe he saved himself last so he could just eat the competition up and just see everything that they're doing wrong and he could just do it. No, it didn't go that way.
They set him up in their minds, girl, because they were like hyping him.
They were really rooting for him. I was rooting for him.
He came in so hot and so confident that you really thought that he was going to deliver in the acting challenge. And like, that's a really big one to flub considering the prize is acting.
Yeah.
But yeah, sadly, he does not get his stocking pick.
He gets eliminated.
He has to take his stocking off the wall.
Yeah, I love how they marketed this Hallmark, you little dirty minders. They were like, the stockings are hung. I was like,
oh,
Hallmark! Oh my god!
I mean, I wish they would have gone the extra mile in like ornaments, and it's just like they're all low hangers.
But no, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Isaac. He says that. That's not the last time you'll see him. I hope it's not. I'm rooting for you, girl. Maybe just a Hallmark movie was not your thing.
Baby, I will say this. I did a little Instagram, like, Googling after the fact. He's fine. He's totally fine.
What do you mean?
He's like a beautiful model.
Is he fine or is he fine?
Oh, he's fine. But he's like a beautiful model with like 700K followers and like 3 million like, TikTok followers.
What?
He's fine.
You're good.
He's doing just fine.
Oh, we forgot to mention who the winner is.
Oh, right. Well, our winner is... I don't think we really agreed with.
I know. Our winner is Hayden. And I was like, I don't agree with this. I'm sorry. Hayden, happy for you, glad for you, but I just don't agree with it. I think it should have been Blake.
You're beautiful and you're young. You deserve the best in life. But you did not deserve this. No, yeah, like, I could agree in some aspects that it could have been Blake, but I think the reason Hayden won is because him and Daxton. Him and Daxton had the best rapport, and even though they were being judged as individuals,
I mean, I feel like last minute they threw that rule. Like Jonathan was like, it was about how you guys work together with a partner. I mean, I guess we should have thought about that with acting. It's about how you work with your acting partner.
And I will say Blake did swallow up his partner.
But is it Blake's fault?
I could see how it could factor in if they're going by that last minute logic, where it's like you have to make sure you don't, like, you have to give your partner something, you have to have a volley. And they didn't have that. He just kind of shined.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm awkward too. So when Isaac told Blake, when Blake's like, I'm gonna go outside and practice, he's like, I know. I feel like that would have been my answer too. Because I'm kind of awkward too, so I get it.
Also, people all get ready different ways. So it's like if you like having that kind of back and forth or like reading over a script together, then that could work for you. But some people like being by themselves and just going over it.
But yeah, that was episode 1. Sad that Isaac left. But you know what, girl?
Yeah.
We'll see you on Instagram and TikTok or something.
Honestly, I hope there's like a surprise exit. Like maybe Hayden will leave mid-season because he just misses his dog that much.
Oh my God, Hayden
They'll
quit.
bring Isaac back.
Can you imagine?
I need that kind of like drama where it's just like, I'm sorry, you guys, but I miss my dog. I don't know why I made him English.
I have to leave.
I decided, nah, I'm going back to Australia to see my dog.
I thought Australians had like a more like a harsh kind of accent.
You know, I'm not great at accents. It's fine. We can't be it all. I can't be it all for you folks. I'm sorry.
But I wonder if Isaac is going to do a viewing party and then just expose how there's more things you didn't see behind the scenes.
You know what? I kind of want there to be like a touring thing, like with Squid Games, where like they're like doing clubs and shit. Like, I want that. Like Mr. Christmas. We have Mr. Christmas. Drink with him and like have eggnog.
I would honestly go. I would go.
I would go. I'm there.
All right, well, that was episode 1. You're not watching it. Just watch it through us or just go watch it. I think Hallmark Plus is not even that expensive. Not sponsored.
No.
But if you are watching it, what did you think of the first episode? Do you agree with us? Did you agree with Hayden winning? What were other groups that we didn't talk about that we forgot? Because, you know, I'm not a CPU. I can't keep things in my head.
Who stood out to us, but we have a tendency to miss things. So if there's something that stood out to you, I mention it down below.
Comment down below. All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in for episode 2. We'll film it shortly, and we'll see you in the live streams. Bye.
Bye.